Okay, thank you, Tink. 3, 2, 1, go. Greetings, family! Welcome to another one of your Frank 26 UB2Bs. It's the 5th, or excuse me, it's the 4th, I'm sorry, of March 2021. It's amazing how time goes by, huh? It's good to be with you. We're doing another infomercial tonight, and this time with Boomerboost, and also with the PEMF device. I use both of these products because I'm fighting for my life. By the blood of my Savior Jesus Christ, I'm healed, I'm saved, but I am fighting for my life. And what I'd like to do is very quickly, if you recall, I told you that from now on, I like to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I normally have it here in front of me, but I can't seem to find it, but I'm pretty sure I know it by memory. And I would ask you to do the same thing. Put your hand over your heart. We are KTFalways.com. It stands for Keep the Faith Always in Our Heavenly Father. We're a Christian-based organization. And it seems to me that before these rights are taken away from me in the next 4 years, I am going to expound on them very loudly. Very loudly. So I start out by saying that I put my hand over my heart and I say, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice and for all. And I also would like to start us out by simply saying that our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive me for my sins, as I forgive those that sin against me. And lead me not into temptation, but rescue me from it. Deliver me from it, God. For I belong to you. Come, claim your property. In the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, I pray to you, and may the glory and the power forever be in your name. Amen. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we're here to talk about Boomer products. And this time, we're going to concentrate on the human heart. These products that I'll hold up in the website of Boomer, you can see all these products, but tonight we're going to concentrate on the heart. You understand that heart attacks, I think they're number 2. I'm not too sure. I think they're number 2 in deaths in the United States of America. It's interesting because it can slowly creep up on you. And all of a sudden, before you know it, you got this pain on your left side. You got this discomfort. You can't breathe very well. You feel a little nausea, a little dizzy, and it's leading up to a stroke. It's leading up to a heart attack. It's leading to your death. So with that in mind, I would like you to focus and pay close attention. Do you have heart issues? Do you have a loved one that has heart issues? Pay close attention to tonight. I'd like to introduce to you Walter. That's the guy that's making all the noise in the background right now. It's okay. We have every noise. I told you, you guys got to be quiet. But for what it's worth, Walter, welcome to our KTFA UB2B, and I'd love for you to go ahead and take the floor now. Floor is yours.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Tank. Frank, you are the greatest in the whole world. I don't know anybody anywhere else in the whole world where you can get such talk. I love it. So. Anyways, I really appreciate you being here for us all, for Kona. My name's Walter Lindstrom, and I'd like to introduce my expert guest, Bob Kilpatrick. He's the owner and founder of Boomers Forever Young, located on Central Avenue in St. Petersburg, Florida. Bob is a certified holistic nutritionist, and he's been on over 700 shows. But his new thing is he's the host of LiveForeverYoungRadio.com. It's a new podcast, and I'll tell you what, I watched the last 2 or 3 podcasts they just came out with, and I'm telling you what, they are the best in the entire world. I mean, we have all the best stuff. Frank has all the best information that for everybody. So, Bob, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me okay, Walter?
Yes, I hear you perfectly. Frank, can you hear him okay?
Yes, sounds good. Go right ahead, gentlemen.
Hello, Frank, and hello, Jan. Thank you very much for having me and Ann on tonight. It's a great honor and privilege, and I'm happy to be on to talk about heart health. And the good thing about people having information about how to be in a state where their heart is healthy is it tends to help every other part of their body as well. And if you can prevent heart disease through the strategies we'll talk about tonight, you can prevent almost every other disease as well. And we have basically information on about 6 different areas that people need to pay attention to. So we're just going to hit the highlights really quickly of each one. And in order for human beings and other animals to be healthy, we have to be very careful about what we put into our mouth and what we chew and swallow. And nutrition is the one thing that plays the biggest part in whether your heart is going to be healthy or not. And then there are other things also that are super important, like circulation and inflammation, your ability to digest your food, absorb your food, and we'll touch on each one. But you have to start with proper nutrition. And in the United States, at least, most people are overfed, but they are malnourished. And we're eating food that is grown in soil that's completely depleted. There's very little nutritional value in our food. A lot of people are eating processed foods, which have a lot of trans fats and a lot of sugar in it. People are drinking a lot of sugary drinks, and we're at the point where in just a couple of years, 60% of the whole population of the United States is going to be obese. Not just overweight, but actually obese. More than 60% of the people are already overweight. And this is causing a tremendous health crisis because this obesity leads to heart disease and strokes and diabetes and Alzheimer's disease, and it's putting $1 trillion burden onto our economy. And it's all pretty much avoidable and preventable. And it has to start with good nutrition, and you have to start with eliminating the things that are not good for you. Still to this day, Frank, 25% of all the calories in America are consumed by drinking soda pop. That doesn't count the other sugary drinks or the hidden sugar in all the foods. And people have to pay close attention to this. And if you're addicted to sugar, you're going to want to pay really close attention when we talk about the part about sprouted barley seeds and how it can help your addiction. But you have to start with fundamental or foundational nutrition. You have to have the macronutrients in a good balance. You have to have proteins, you have to have good fats, and you have to have good carbohydrates. And you have to have low glycemic index carbs. Certain fruits and vegetables are what you need to focus on, and stay away from processed high sugar foods. And if you have those macronutrients, and then you're also able to take in the proper amount and in the right ratios of vitamins and minerals and specialty nutrients such as branched chain amino acids, phosphatidylcholine, hawthorn berry extract, extract of garlic, things like this that we know are really good for your heart, have to be taken in on a daily basis in certain ratios so that you don't have too much of one and too little of another and you throw things out of balance. And then once you have that foundation settled, you then want to look at certain specialty nutrients as well. And your heart, like all the rest of your body as you age, becomes susceptible to cells that are supposed to be dying off and getting out of the way and making room for brand new cells. They sometimes as you age, these cells will linger and they become highly inflammatory and they ruin all the cells in the region. And so there are specialty nutrients that you can take together like resveratrol and quercetin. When you mix those together, they'll kill off all those dead cells and make room for brand new ones. And then some people, Frank, want to really optimize their health, and there are products that people can get that will help to force their bone marrow to make more stem cells. And as we know from listening to Kai, you can also get specialty patches that make your stem cells act much younger with these carbon peptides. And there are other different things you can do to optimize your health as well. And this is what we refer to as the supplement pyramid. And at Boomers Forever Young, we can provide those things such as the foundational nutrition. We have a system called the Total Health System that is powders and a few pills that are scientifically structured in a very easy to use kit where you can mix a few powders in a glass of water. Takes about 2 minutes. Take a couple extra pills that don't mix well with those powders, so they have to be on the side, and you can take care of your foundational nutrition. One of the products that's in that foundation is made from sprouted barley seeds that are organic and gluten-free, and they tend to have a really, really profound positive effect on your heart. And one of the things that is really good about these sprouted barley seeds is that they reduce inflammation in your body dramatically. And Frank, a good 50% of the people that have trouble with their heart, it's because they have high inflammation. Their coronary arteries are very, very susceptible to inflammation, and they tend to set a metabolic pathway that allows your cholesterol to clog your arteries and create, a heart attack that's caused by a blockage of an artery. And there's a special compound in these sprouted barley seeds called superoxide dismutase that will help reduce your inflammation dramatically. And then we have a second powder that's in that Total Health System, also has 7 or 8 additional antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds, and people can check their rate of inflammation, which is very important. Most important thing you can check for your heart is to check your rate of inflammation with a blood test called CRP, which stands for C as in Charlie, reactive protein, C reactive protein. And you want your number to be below 0.5. Most people are at 3 or 4, which means it's 10 times too high. That's the average American that's taking the standard American diet, the SAD diet, has inflammation that's 10 times higher than it should be. And using the Total Health System, you can get that CRP number down to below 0.5 and eliminate one of the major causes of people having heart disease and dying from heart attacks as they get older. And the other thing that these sprouted barley seeds do is they help tremendously with the absorption of nutrients. And as people age, you tend to have a situation where in your small intestine where you absorb most of your nutrients, you have these little hair-like structures that are called villi. And they tend to get coated over with a plaque as we age, and it makes it very hard to absorb nutrition. But the compounds in the sprouted barley seeds will clear that plaque away and help to revitalize those villi so you can absorb nutrients like you were a very young person again. And another very important thing, Frank, that people have to be very aware of is the health of their mouth. The health of your mouth has a direct reflection on the health of your heart for many different reasons. And so you want to have the ability to have your gums and your whole mouth very clean of bad bacteria and have an abundance of good bacteria. And we can help people to do that. Anyone who's interested in learning how to do that really well, including even people that have loose teeth, we can help you to tighten those teeth up with a system that we have for doing that. And then also that helps with your digestion, because when your mouth is healthy and you chew your food, begins to get digested, and then as it arrives in your stomach, you have to digest it most of the rest of the way. And this is where having really good digestive enzymes comes in. And as you age, you make less digestive enzymes for your stomach and less acid. And so you need a really good digestive enzyme complex to help you digest your food the rest of the way, so that when it arrives at that place of absorption, your small intestine, it's fully digested and properly alkalized so that it can be, your nutrients can be absorbed. Okay? And then Another really important thing is to be able to have the substrates in your nutrition that help you to build muscle. And so muscle is built from protein. The protein is built from amino acids and metabolic enzymes. So the amino acids are like the building blocks, and the enzymes help to piece them all together. It's like the glue and the nails, right? And in the total health system, you have more than enough amino acids and metabolic enzymes to do the job to help you to build muscle. And guess what? A muscle, the most important muscle you have is your heart muscle, right? And once you've got enough muscle built that is going to have your heart very strong, and you have the right nutrients that you can absorb, you have to pay attention to a specific aspect of your heart muscle, and this is the mitochondria that is in the cells of your heart. Mitochondria are the little powerhouses of every cell that makes energy, that makes the molecule of energy. And in order for you to do that, you have to have fuel in the form of carbohydrates and proteins. And in addition to that, you have to have substrates, meaning individual nutrients, vitamin B1, B3, B6, coenzyme Q10. All of these things are in the total health system, and they can really rev up your Krebs cycle. That's the metabolic pathway that's making this energy. And you have to be able to make tons of energy from your mitochondria in order for your heart muscle to function properly. And so the Krebs cycle is one of the metabolic pathways that's fully addressed by the total health system. So you never have to worry that you have enough push in your electron transport chain to fully supply your muscle with the energy that it needs. And here's another very interesting aspect to the heart, Frank, and it's like this. Your heart not only pumps blood, okay, and, makes energy to pump blood, and the circulation aspect, of course, is critical, and we'll be talking about that, but your heart also communicates with your brain. Your heart has about 40,000 neurons in it, and it's communicating along a neuronal pathway to your brain. And it's involved in a pathway that is related to stress. And it goes like this. Your heart muscle beats with varying degrees of variability. And based on that variability, it sends one signal or another to a part of your brain called the amygdala. And your amygdala is the seat where you kind of decide whether or not everything is okay, or if there's something wrong and it's time to be under stress. And they say that in America, the average person is of the belief that everything is okay only 5% of the time, and 95% of the time we are of the belief, either consciously or other than consciously, that things are not okay. And when this signal is sent to the amygdala, the amygdala is like, okay, everything's not okay. And it sends a message to the front part of your brain, the thinking part of your brain says, hey, everything's not okay here. And that part of your brain sends a signal to your heart how to beat with how much variability. And so you get stuck in this cycle of flatness, right? Without enough variability, and you're stuck in a cycle of everything is not okay. And it becomes automatic, right? So in order for us to take advantage of our heart and its beautiful capability to signal our brain, we have to have a strategy that retrains that pathway. The easiest way to do it is to get a device called Inner Balance. And Inner Balance is made by a company called HeartMath, like the heart we're talking about, with the word math, like the subject, M-A-T-H on top of it. So heartmath.com, get an Inner Balance device. It's a little device that clips to your ear. It sends feedback to an app on your cell phone, and it's your own little cardio neurobiofeedback device, and it's gamified. So with a game, it teaches you how to sync your breath properly and how to focus on gratitude, because focusing on gratitude is the opposite of everything is not okay. And in a very short time, you can retrain your brain and your heart, that metabolic pathway, so that you are getting out of this trap of everything is not okay, which is causing tremendous stress all throughout your body and tremendous inflammation, which is damaging your heart. And last couple of quick things here, Frank. Exercise, do not forget about exercise. People need to get some aerobic exercise and some resistance exercise. And then lastly, there are 4 very important tests you need to get when next time you go to your doctor. Ask your doctor to check these things, which they normally do not check. First one is that CRP we talked about, the C-reactive protein. The next one is vitamin D3. Those people are low in vitamin D3, and you need to make sure you know what your number is so you can take more if you need it. And also have them check your iron. Most people have iron that's too high. You think about iron, we think low iron, I'm anemic. Well, that's the least of your worries. It's worse when you have high iron. It creates tremendous inflammation. And then also make sure you know your blood sugar level. A lot of people, diabetes creeps up on them, and you want to make sure that you have your A1C checked, which is a measure of your sugar over a period of about 90 days. And you want to catch it early if you're starting to become pre-diabetic or to get metabolic syndrome, so that you can address it right away before it causes tremendous inflammation and damage to your heart. And so, Walter, our phone number at the office on Central Avenue is 727 area code, right? And the number is 443-2500. So it's 727-443-2500. Call to the office, and we've got 3 or 4 people on a given day answering the phones, and we're open Monday to Friday 9 to 5. And then also, if you go make your way over to KTF Always, the website, right, you can easily find our banner. It says Feel Great Boomer Products. Click on that. It'll bring you right over to our website, and you can communicate to us by chat. The 800 numbers on the site, and all the information about the total health system is there. And Frank, unless you had a question, I was going to turn it over to Ann to talk about circulation and PEM.
Frank, we also have that $5 off coupon if they use promo code KTFA, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
I've been showing the website, Bob. Go ahead and tell them how they can get to it, through us, so that we can get credit. But tell them about our site. You can find the banner inside of our form up on top, family. But go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, so you want me, the KTF Always site, Frank? Is that what you want me to give them?
I'd prefer it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, yeah, we had said that once, but we'll repeat it again now. It's ktfalways.com, and then you'll find our banner, the banner that says Feel Great Boomer Products, and just click on it, and it brings you right through, and it'll be good. And then,
hey, Bob, everybody likes to hear you talk. That's why Frank asked you, because everybody like hearing you talk. But they also like hearing Frank sing on between 4 and 7, right?
No.
That's true.
Thank you, Bob. I really appreciate your product. Family, this is, again, a product that you need to study. Look into it. Heart failure, heart problems. This is very predominant in our society. And like Bob was telling you, it has an awful lot to do with our diet, our sugar intake. I was in shock when the doctor told me that, I had the big C. But in everything, good or bad, we give honor and glory to God. Because by having the big C, and by the big C is cookies, by the way, okay? Yeah. No, I had too many cookies, I guess. By having the big C, I have learned my mistakes. I never thought anything bad about taking olive oil and cooking with it. It's dangerous to cook with oil. You should only cook your food with butter, not margarine, and organic butter on top of that. I learned an awful lot about so many different things that I was eating that were so detrimental to me. It's going on 11 months. It is my 11th month now. They told me I would be dead, but I can't recall the last time I put anything, sugary, sweet in my mouth. Because I don't want to. Knowledge is powerful. And the knowledge that Bob brought you tonight is powerful for your heart. Please, please, don't wait until you until there's a dramatic need for this product. Look at it now, study it now, understand it, incorporate it into your life. The same way you breathe in and out is the same way that you need to supplement with things that will improve you. And that's what we bring to you. Thank you, Bob. Thank you for talking to our family about the heart.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure, Frank. Thank you for having me on.
Bob, or excuse me, Walter, please bring Ann in.
Okay. Thank you, Frank. And we're all praying for you, Frank, that you're totally healed with the blood of Jesus.
Amen.
And this is Ann Harrison coming on, our expert guest. And she has a PEMF device. Ann, are you there?
I am, and so I have 9 minutes. Is that correct?
No, you have 10 minutes.
Okay. Whoa, okay.
You have all the time. You have all the time you need. You just go right ahead, ma'am.
No, well, I thought I had 9 minutes. I thought you wanted to get going on another subject at 7:30. So
No worries. No worries. You go right ahead. No worries. You go right. Our health is a lot more important than what I've got to give.
Okay. Well, okay. So tonight we're going to talk about the health benefits of using our life-changing PEMF pad that many of us at Boomers are now enjoying in our homes. And I'm going to call the theme of this talk the Magic Silver Bullet. And for those who are wondering, what is a magic silver bullet? Well, Webster's dictionary defines a magic or silver bullet as, quote, a cure or remedy without causing any adverse side effects. And if you live in the United States, we have all heard about adverse side effects because we're continually reminded of them on most every third television commercial, right? So, for those who might not know what PEMF stands for, well, PEMF stands for Pulse Electronic Magnetic Field. PEMF is a health-enhancing signal typically emitted from a pad or a mat. And for its health beneficial effects, PEMF technology is currently being used in many medical clinics as well as by TV celebrity athletes to facilitate their peak performance and sports recovery. And since our PEMF pad is considered safe and affordable to most anyone, for all its health-enhancing benefits, we can teach people how they can get our pad in their home for only about $55 a month on a credit card if only they would step out in faith and somewhat rearrange their budget by foregoing the cost of one less nice dinner out for two each month, and then they could later work off to pay off the balance when they can. So even one of the richest men in the world, I mentioned a few weeks ago, Warren Buffett, said during a recent interview, he believes nothing is more precious than enjoying good health, and he said people should value their health above all other things that money can buy. And so the great thing about PEMF is scientists say PEMF has little to no adverse side effects, and remember, Webster's definition of a magic or silver bullet is a remedy or cure with no adverse side effects. PEMF actually is old technology. The health advancing benefits of PEMF were first discovered 70 years ago, and over the last several decades, PEMF has been demonstrated in thousands of clinical trials to be both safe and effective for actually incredibly hundreds of different types of health conditions. But I can assure you the one-of-a-kind PEMF pad we have selected for our home is light years ahead of all those other PEMF devices. But let's do a recap of what the FDA has deemed PEMF to be safe and effective for. Number one, with all those clinical trials, PEMF considers PEMF to be safe. FDA considers PEMF to be safe and effective for, incredibly, non-healing bone fractures. Think about it. How phenomenal. PEMF, if used over a period of time as targeted therapy, can actually cause your body to self-repair a broken bone totally on its own with your own adult stem cells. Just ask Bob's sister about that, who several years ago had broken her foot in 3 places and scheduled to have surgery, including having a plate and pins placed in her foot that she would have had to live with for the rest of her life. Wouldn't it be nice to have an amazing piece of technology in your home that you could use to influence your own stem cells to go to work to fix your broken bone without needing surgery or anesthesia And anytime we can avoid going to the hospital or having a surgery or not having to take general anesthesia, who could put a price on that? I love the amazing benefits of PEMF. Number 2, the FDA has also cleared PEMF to be safe and effective for pain and inflammation. How many people are taking multiple doses of pain pills every day, which we all know by listening to TV commercials, the long-term effects of taking pain meds of over an extended period of time could eventually cause adverse effects, including a declining kidney or liver function. And 8 years ago, when I wrote my book about adult stem cells, one of my proofreaders of that book told me that after she had delivered a baby, she took, with her back pain as a consequence, 6 months, she took pain pills, which caused her kidneys to totally shut down. She was in the hospital for many days before doctors finally figured out how to get her kidneys to function again. And I found her kidney recovery story so interesting because it involved stem cells. I actually added her story into my book before it was finally published. So for the chance to bring down pain and inflammation with no adverse side effects, I bet your kidneys and liver would thank you tremendously if you gave PEMF.
And what's the name? And what's the name of your book, please?
My book is called Rev Up Your Adult Stem Cell Power. You Need It Now, and it's on Amazon.com. Find it for only $9.95 in Kindle or softcover, but do not get hoodwinked by somebody trying to sell my book for a profit for $43. Just look for the $9.95 copy.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. The third thing that the FDA has cleared PEMF to be safe and effective for, based on clinical trials, is anxiety and depression. You know, today all of us would pretty much agree we're all living in a very stressful society, and I bet you can think of at least one person you know who is suffering from anxiety and depression. And the FDA has reviewed multiple clinical trials proving that PEMF is effective for anxiety and depression with little to no adverse side effects. Number 4, the FDA says PEMF is effective for irresolvable brain tumors. And due to the widespread use of cell phones, the incidence of brain tumors, you know now, is at an all-time high. So many of us might already currently know someone who is a family member with a brain tumor. Those type of people would probably be very interested to know that FDA deems PEMF to be safe and effective for brain tumors. And finally, number 5, urinary incontinence. Many older people suffer from urinary incontinence. That's why you and I and everybody sees CVS and Walgreens shelves are covered with many sizes of adult diapers. And I went to the internet to learn about adult diapers and learned that they're about 50 cents a piece. And the people wearing those adult diapers usually use on average 4 a day, which equates to about $60 per month for a supply of adult diapers. And so wouldn't it be nice for those people to think about the potential savings of $60 per month if they could, simply with PEMF exposure, improve that incontinence to eventually make it go away? Look at all the savings that they could have, and they could use that toward their monthly payment for this device over time.
And there's probably one of the biggest things also, I would think, is that everybody takes the great nutrients, let's say, from Boomerboost and whatever they're taking, let's say, but doesn't the PEMF device, like, get the nutrients to where they need to go better than with not having a PEMF device?
Well, I'll tell you what, Walter. PEMF is old technology. It influences our blood flow to increase by up to 5 to 10%, mainly in our macrovessels. But now I'm going to tell you about our 21st century technology. The one that we have in our home was developed by a very brilliant scientist to influence the more important microcirculation. Okay, and so here you and I remember that we have these thousands of miles of invisible, nearly invisible microvessels. They're like spider webs interweaving through all of our layers of body tissues. And so it's more important that we get all of our nutrients, all of our pharmaceutical drugs, all of our stem cells coming out of our bone marrow, circulating through those invisible, teeny-weeny microvessels. And so scientists now have discovered recently because of being able to see into those nearly invisible capillaries, because the technology is coming down in price to be able to look into those microvessels. So now thousands of scientists around the world are publishing clinical trials telling us that the root cause of nearly all disease is simply poor microcirculation. So think about it. If people are getting blockages in their heart arteries the size of a straw, just think about how many blockages people must have in those nearly invisible capillaries that are 1/10 in diameter to the size of one of your hairs. And when you have blockages in those teeny microvessels, it's going to be impossible for your blood to deliver all the nutrients your cells require for them to stay healthy, and it's going to be impossible for your stem cells being released from your bone marrow to ever be able to reach the areas in your body that need self-repair. So, anyway, you can understand why now the difference between regular PEMF, which is focusing on your macrovessels, but look at all of the 5 amazing benefits the FDA, says we can get just with using plain PEMF.
And does our PEMF device, does it do what you just said? Does it open up those microvessels, the microcirculation?
Yes, that's what exactly the scientist did. He developed technology to influence purely the microcirculation, but with that signal, he overlaid it on a regular PEMF carrier signal, so we're getting the best of both worlds, macro circulation and increased microcirculation by up to 30%. And since this has been advanced so far over the last 18 years, being further optimized, running through clinical trials, it's up to 30% increase with a residual of 12 to 16 hours. So we only need to lay on this pad 8 minutes twice a day to get pretty much virtually 24-hour increase in microcirculation. So all those nutrients and all those stem cells can get where they need to go to renew, repair, and regenerate. And when that happens, miracles can happen. And so how is that for a magic silver bullet with no adverse side effects for only a mere $55 per month on a credit card until we can work to pay off the balance ourselves?
Well, Ann, you're fantastic with this information.
Well, this is my passion, and I can tell you I have so many friends who don't have this amazing technology who keep complaining to me about how old they feel, and they have so much very little energy, while my 80-year-old friends who do have this technology in their home will tell you they feel absolutely great. So welcome to the 21st century where age reversal is fun and totally possible.
Frank, do you have any questions for Ann?
I may not make it. No, not really. Well, okay. Ann, did I hear you say that there is a financial program where they can acquire this device for a specific amount per month?
Well, I'll tell you what. This company is very making a lot of good changes, positive changes, and I'm going to mention that we teach people how to get this for $55 per month on a 0% interest-free credit card. But just last week, the company has reinstituted a lease purchase program where if a person wants to try this amazing technology, and for $899 up front, where $800 will go toward their total purchase price if they decide to keep this device. If they let the company know within about 7 weeks, they're going to keep the device. $800 of their $899 will go toward the purchase price. And guess what? People who have been renting this technology out for about $150 a week. Now, if you do the math for 8 weeks for, let's say you keep it and you're only out $99, you're paying, less, like about $10 a week or less for the rental program if you decide to keep it. And guess what? 0.3% are ever returned. I mean, that means 99.7% of anybody that gets this technology that in their home, they're going to keep it because they fall in love with it. I mean, I'm 69 years old, but I feel like I'm in my 20s. But it doesn't matter if you're in your, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, or 80s. After 12 weeks of continual use, you're going to have the same type of microcirculation that 20-year-olds have. And you're going to have the energy like a 20-year-old. Okay? So This is phenomenal technology, and I love stem cells, and I love microcirculation, and I love feeling young at age 69.
I thank you, Ann. Thank you kindly for answering that. Give them your phone number, Ann, the 727-443-2500. Oh, I just did.
Well, that's okay, and I want everyone to know, when they call in, we're going to send them informational videos so they can do their own research. There's so many dozens of videos out there that we can direct them to, and so many clinical trials they can see for themselves if they have a scientific mindset to prove that this technology is life-changing technology that puts a big smile on everybody's face. And it's even good for pets, too.
If ever you want me, Ann, to show my PEMF device, I'd be glad to show them the control panel, the whole works. If you ever want me to do that, you let me know. Maybe the next time we do an infomercial, I'll take it. I keep mine on my bed. That way I activate it, in the morning and at nighttime. And it's
that's what I do.
It's one of
I keep it right on my nightstand. So before I get out of bed in the morning, I press start, get my 8-minute session in. And when I get in bed at night, I press start to get my other 8-minute session in, and then life does not get in the way.
I do the same thing. Yep.
I thank you, Ann. God bless you. And this device is something that I use. I will always use it probably for the rest of my life. I was introduced to many different things to deal with my health issues. And I'm very, very proud that you and I and Bob and Walter can share this PEMF device. Once they learn about it, I think they'll find interest. Also, there's many of you that are asking questions. Please, we just gave you the phone number. Call Ann tomorrow, 727-443-2500. And if you have any questions about the products that Bob talked about tonight, same thing. You can call that number, or you can call me. My phone number is 419-283-2552. Walter, go ahead and close it up.
All right. Well, thank you, Frank. Thank you, Tink. Thank you, Ann. You did a fantastic information. It makes me feel great and just listening. So thank you very much.
Okay.
Is there any last thing that you'd like to say, Ann?
No, I just greatly appreciate being able to share this amazing technology with people because it just warms my heart to see so many miracles happen when people, start feeling better and better and better through time.
I'm one of them.
Yep.
So am I. So am I. I love miracles, too. I love miracles. And I want Frank totally healthy and wealthy and wise, and we're going to be in Hawaii together for the next 100 years, hopefully.
Right. We all want to have fun.
Amen to that. Thank you, Ann. Thank you, Bob and Walter.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Tink. Thank you, Kona.
God bless you, Walter.
God bless.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was fun, wasn't it? I think it's always good to learn something. Knowledge, like I said, is extremely powerful. And in this case, this knowledge may actually save your life. What do you think? I tell you what will not save your life is to continue to live and eat the way you are right now. You know it and I know it. God bless you and good luck. If we can help you with any of these products, please get a hold of me, okay? Yes, Tink?
Hang your phone up. Are you ready?
Oh, I didn't hang my phone up? Thank you kindly. Ooh, I just hit the camera and I hit it hard, so whatever I did, it's probably... No, I didn't mess it up. All right, well, did you take your insulin shot? You want some dessert? Now, if you don't want any dessert, it's okay. I'm in a good mood. So let me just see, out of curiosity, do you want dessert? Let's see here. Stephanie says, LOL. Carlos says, yes. Stephanie again says, please. Patty says, yes, please. Okay. It looks like, all right. You twisted my arm. You forced me to share with you. I tell you what, I want to thank you for coming, okay? Last Tuesday, we did a UB2B. It was impressive. And we reviewed, the 4 points that we left you with on Monday, right? I sure hope you got those 4 points. What do you think? Should we review them right now before we go any further? I think so. Get the right file here. Okay, this is, I'm probably going to frame this. I'm going to frame this and put it on our wall with a few other ones that I may frame. Ladies and gentlemen, this part now that we are going to talk together about, it's strictly in my opinion, okay? It's strictly in my opinion. No one knows the date, no one knows the rate. But we are blessed that our team's walking stick has a relationship with a firm in Iraq that has over 600 employees and has been there over 30 years. Yeah, they have a very good relationship, working relationship with the GOI and the CBI. And it happens to be that of the owners of that firm, 2 own banks. One of them owns 4 banks in Jordan, and the other one owns 2 banks in Iraq. So when the CBI wants to make a move with the monetary reform, who are they going to tell? Bank owners in Iraq. And once the CBI has a meeting with these people and they tell them what the next step is, that's public knowledge. Yeah, and eventually you see it in articles. But most of the times we share it with you before you see it in articles. That's our reputation. Even though it's all in our opinion, we've been proven correct at a very, very high rate. And we give all honor and glory to God, and I give all credit to my teams. I'm just in a very, very lucky position to be able to sit here with you and share these things with you when I feel that it's correct, according to our team's counsel as well, too. Ladies and gentlemen, we told you last summer, actually, maybe a little bit more than last summer. It's been over a year. That you're going to see an article from the CBI that's going to explain to everybody that, hey, we are about to change the value of our currency. Well, you did, and you can find it inside of our forum in the thread called Final Article Thread. But then many, many months went by when I told you, okay, now we're going to, the second article from the CBI, but this one is going to be for the citizens, and it's going to be the trickling down of the information of the monetary reform to the citizens. And that's what our teams were told, that have the banks through Walking Stick by the CBI. And as much as we want it now, doggone it, well, everything in the Middle East moves at a very, 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 very slow pace. I mean, a snail would be pulled over for speeding in the Middle East. It's that slow. But we've come to the part now where we shared with you on our Monday UB2B the following 4 points. Number 1, in my opinion, in this week. Now, what is today? Thursday, Friday. So, okay. So this week or the beginning of next week, we said you're going to start seeing articles that are going to tell you some things. Number 1, the articles within a certain amount of time in the near proximal future. And by the way, I had somebody actually criticize me and say, that's not proper grammar. What? To say in the near proximal future. Those are 3 different states of events. It's improper to say it that way? Yes. But that's exactly the way I wanted to say it. So, with that in mind, in the near proximal future, we told you that you would see, number 1, articles that would come out and say to you, hey, we're going to give you an affirmation of all the meetings that we've been having, with the CBI, the Fab Four, the whole works, yeah. We want you citizens to understand that this was agreed upon, for your currency. We know we lowered it down, but now we want you to know we're going to add value to it. Yeah. Number 2, The next chunk of articles will then follow right behind that, affirmation articles to the citizens, where you're going to see another chunk of articles that are going to inform the citizens of Iraq of the face value of the Iraqi dinar notes, the new small category notes that are going to be coming out. Number 3, they're going to discuss with the citizens of Iraq what was agreed upon with the new exchange rate and the real effective exchange rate. And they will explain, here's a 1, here's a 5, here's a 10, here's a 20, here's a 100, here's a 50, whatever it may be. Oh, and the 3 zeros that you still have, they'll coexist for a certain amount of time, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And number 4, these meetings are going on now. They've added to these meetings. In fact, they will continue long after the reinstatement of the Iraqi dinar. You got those 4 points? I hope so. I hope so, because I'd like to now share a little bit more with you tonight. Do you remember Monday on our UB2B? And I explained to you what the feds did by closing up. I explained to you that I felt that was extremely important and part of the quantum financial system. And by the way, Monday I kept saying quantitative. My deepest apologies for saying the wrong word. I believe that the monetary reform of the Iraqi dinar obviously is involved with the QFS. It's for every currency in the world to play fair against who? The American dollar. And then what did I say? Well, the Iraqi dinar is going to be in a Middle Eastern basket. Don't be confusing. And then I brought up the Vietnamese dong, told you a lot of good things about it. And I said, don't confuse it what the other gurus are telling you. The Vietnamese dong is going to be in the basket with the Iraqi dinar. And they're both going to go off at the same time. No, no, that's beyond stupidity. No, because you see, the Vietnamese dong belongs to the Asian theater. It'll be in an Asian basket. Whereas the Iraqi dinar belongs to the Middle Eastern theater. It'll be in a Middle Eastern basket, probably with about 7, no more than 9 Middle Eastern countries. Why? Because all those Middle Eastern countries got a good deal from President Trump, and they're depending on the Iraqi dinar to go up in value and become a central hub, Iraq, because the Iraqi dinar is what to that basket with all those other currencies? You tell me. You tell me. Post it. The Iraqi dinar, good job, Stephanie, but the Iraqi dinar is what? It will lead, yeah. It's a central hub, yeah. It's pegged, yeah. The Iraqi, there it is. Way to go, Filbert. Filbert 11. It'll be a linchpin. Now, if you go back and you listen to that Monday recording, you'll hear it about 10 times. But if you go back to the Monday before that, you'll hear it another 7 times. And if you go back to the other recording 3 weeks ago, you will hear it 3 times. There's a reason for the things that I do. If you've been with us for a while, you know that we give you what we call keywords. And then these keywords are extremely important in our study. Why? Because you eventually see those keywords. So I explained to you that the Iraqi dinar would be the linchpin in a Middle East basket, that many other currencies are part of it. And depending on the Iraqi dinar, due to this, because of the deals that were made with President Trump in the Middle East, and Iraq will become a central hub for all of these currencies. Well, did I say that the Vietnamese dong would be for the Asian basket? Going once, going twice. Edward says, no, slow crawl. Oh, that's the way the Vietnamese dong is pegged to the American dollar. That's a slow crawl. There you go, Filbert again. He's in first there. Linchpin. Yeah, linchpin. Yeah. Yeah, linchpin. Okay, now here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn this around, and I'm going to show you probably about 5 articles, that's all, because these are extremely important. Now, we'll cover this more in depth on Monday, but check this out. You ready? Let's see here. I think usually helps, but let's see if I can move this over on my own. Thank you kindly, babe. And let's see, now I turn it down. Thanks for taking down that camera on my left. And now, let's see here. So, what do you see here? What's that word? Can you read that? Well, I'll be darned. So, it turns out that yesterday, we put it in final article number 652. This is gold. This is gold. This is precious. A good aspect about the white papers calls for sustainable development and minimizing economic shocks. Okay, sounds good to me. And by what are you guys going to do? CBI. And when you read this, you hear that you see what they're doing in order for their economy to grow. They're talking about the high price of oil, and they're also talking about the exchange rate, because when they introduced the white papers, I told you. How many times did I tell you the white papers have the new exchange rate? Yeah, a long time. Many times. Many times. And all of a sudden here they are telling you for the very first time what we told you so many times. There's a reasons why I repeat things over and over and over again, not because I'm silly. The white papers, we told you, have the new exchange rate. And they're telling you that as expressed in the white papers recently approved by the Council of Ministers, yeah, I know, it was just recently, by establishing a blueprint and institutional entry for economic reform. Yeah, I told you. The only way you're going to get the economic reform done is if you do the monetary reform first. That fuels the economic reform. And by the way, what did you do? What did you do? A blueprint for economic growth. And what you did, what do you call it? We call it the linchpin of this sustainability, development. You understand, family? So when we point out a word and we really emphasize it, it's for a reason. They're telling you that their currency is about to go up in value, and it is the linchpin for what's in the white papers and for their whole economic reform. This cannot be any simpler than ABC. Many people say, "Well, I don't understand you, Frank. You're very, you use a lot of codes." No, I think I talk very straight, point blank English. And when we tell you things, it's for a reason. This is very powerful, family, to see what we teach you literally in paper now, in association with what we told you. The white papers have the new exchange rate. Do you think that a program rate can be a linchpin? So this article, I would strongly suggest, please get into our forum. Please get into the final article threads and look at number 652. Now, 653, that follows right after it, you have some people from the government that are talking, and these people are mixed with the speakers, with the parliament people as well, too. But here it says that we're calling for a serious and urgent stop to return to the previous dollar exchange rate. Now, what do they mean by that? Well, these are knuckleheads. And what did I say is in here? Okay, here, right here. What's that word right there? Oh, Parliament. And what do we say about Parliament? We flush them down the toilet. We flush them down the toilet because Parliament doesn't know anything. Parliament, what are you talking about? Well, we want you to raise the exchange rate. Well, it's being raised. Well, against the dollar, it's being raised because it was very negative. It's being raised for our economy to be stabilized. It's already raised. In fact, I tell you what, Parliament, the President calls for an urgent pause to return to the previous exchange rate for the dollar. Once again, Parliament, will you please just shut up? You don't have to tell nobody what is being done, and you know it's being done. Why are you trying to take credit for something? What are you, Biden? Why are you trying to take credit for something that somebody did already? All the work that somebody put into it. Why? Because you got nothing else to do, Parliament. So what are you suggesting? We want you to increase the exchange rate because you know they're doing it. And what are you saying? You want to return it to what? Return it to the 1250 that it was in December? Ladies and gentlemen, that's why I tell you, and I bring you these articles so you can flush both of these right down the commode. Garbage. Yeah, we're changing it, but not to what you want, trying to draw attention. All of a sudden, you got 5 Arab countries that are threatening with famine due to the collapse of their currency. These are Middle Eastern countries, family. Do you see the names? Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, Yemen, Sudan. Oh, who? Iraq. Who? Iraq. Well, what you guys doing with your currency? Well, the stupid parliament wants us to take it back to 14, whatever, what it was in December. Yeah, 1450, but we're not doing that. Nobody pays attention to them. They're silly rabbits. So what are you really doing then? Well, if you really, I mean, seriously, if you really want to know, read my article. Which one? The next one. Because you see, what we did, family, is we brought you an article from our archives. Okay, here. This is final post number 655. Now, let me ask you, ladies and gentlemen, what is the date? What is the date of this article? What is the date of this article? Not all at once now. Okay, I can wait. Do 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 do. Oh, Carlos, there you go. And Dennis, all right. And Pamela. Yeah, you see it over here on the left-hand side? Yeah, 2016. So we went into our archives. Actually, it was Don, our news hound. Thank you, Don. God bless you, my dear brother. Don, our news hound, said, wait a minute. Check this out. You're not going to believe this. What? Well, this is from our final article thread. It's actually post number 20. Wow, that was way back. Yeah, it was from 2016. Well, why'd you bring this to us? Well, look. Right here, they talk about what they're going to do with the currency. They do? Yeah. And then they talk about the exchange rate, how they're going to do it. They're not going to float right away float it. And they're talking about the auctions, how they're going to stop them. They're talking about what they're doing with oh my word, with the 3 zeros and bringing in the 3 zero notes. The solution is not to delete the zeros or dinar floated, but it's just substituting the new Iraqi dinar. Oh, you mean the new small category notes? Yeah. And linking it exchange rate to the US dollar. 1-to-1? Yeah. Family, as you read all of this, from when? Okay, let's see here. Let's just double check here. Let me see. Oh, yeah. That would be December the 15th, 2016. So this thing, when President Trump was sworn in as president that year, that's why Final Article Thread was started on 2016. The day that President Trump was inaugurated, he sent a team to Iraq, and we started Final Article Thread. That's why this one on 2016 is only number 20. Look where we're at, 655. But what's with this article? What about it? It tells you, ladies and gentlemen, everything that the CBI was going to do under the IMF and World Bank and the United States Treasury for their monetary reform. And guess what? As you read this, done. Let me see here. Nope, done. And let's see here about this. Nope, done. Okay, printing and floating. Nope, done. Okay, how about the deletion? Nope, done. The issuance of a new. Oh, you mean the new small category? No, it's okay. Going to be done. It consists of 100%. Okay. Oh, my word. Okay, so you got coins. Son of a gun. I remember Frank telling us that, and we told Frank he's a knucklehead. But there it is. So how many coins? I already told you how many, family. Look at your notes. Also called fills. That's what we told you they were called, remember? Look at them. Oh, then they are. And that's and then there's going to be one of, son of a gun. Everything, family, that they have done already. It's all right here. It's all right here. And who was it done with? The Fab Four. There they are. And look who they're talking about. The Federal Reserves. Yeah, I told you that the closing of the CBI auctions was the equivalent to the Federal Reserve's closing in the United States of America. Ta-da. Now, as you read more right here, oh my goodness, this right here is enough to just make your mouth watery. You got to read this. I'm not going to take the time to read this, okay? Look at that. I mean, I know you're speed reading it right now. You're probably saying, oh my goodness, this is everything this is what Walking Stick said was going to trickle down to the citizens in articles. This has all been trickled down. And we will be issuing, let me see here, new Iraqi dinars and ways to expose the corruption. Well, yeah, that's what they did, yeah. Okay, wow, this is great. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Iraqi monetary system enhanced the currency of a new dinar. And that was back in 2016. It's taken literally almost 5 years, for them to complete this whole project. But the beauty of it all, family, it's complete. Now, if we look at the next article, after the barrel of oil exceeds $60, they're talking about reducing the dollar exchange rate. No, what you're doing is you're actually adjusting the exchange rate, recalculate, based on the fact that, no, it's not going to be $40-something. Now it's $60-something, and I predict that it might be around 100. To be honest with you, there's a surplus of oil right now. Yeah, and it's because of COVID, and it's because of what Donald Trump did. There's a surplus of oil. So allow me to adjust my figures logically. According to my teams, we might have gone too far high up. Let me say that it'll probably hit about $70 to $80, to tell you the truth. Right now it's at 60, but that surplus will not last very long. Now check this out. What happened here is post number 657. Okay, you with me by the way so far? Am I losing any of you? Okay, I hope not, because you're about to get floored. You got your seatbelts on? Okay, that's good. Check this out. What does it say? The International Monetary Fund. Oh, one of the Fab Fours? You mean the International Monetary Fund that back in December, and just a few months ago, told everybody that before the end of the year of 2020, Iraq was going to add value to their currency. But what happened, Frank? They didn't. You want to bet? Well, they lowered the value down. Yeah, physically, but electronically? No. I don't know what you're talking about, Frank. Yeah, I know you don't. So let me point something out to you. You can be confused because they'll only tell you what they want to tell you. Check this out. The International Monetary Fund reveals its conditions for granting loans and talk about the Iraqi white papers. Whoa. Can we have a round of applause, please? Yay. The crowd goes crazy. Okay, calm down. And we already talked about the white papers in an article up above, right? That said what? It has what? Oh, okay. It has the new exchange rate. Yeah. All right. Now watch this. This article is dynamite. Oh my goodness. It tells you about the meetings that I've been talking to you about and what they're doing. And if you take the time to read this, once again, it's just going to make your mouth watery. Now watch this. All of a sudden, on the same day, the same article comes out, but this time we get it from the IMF itself, not from some rinky-dink source. Here, let me show you. This is from where? The people of Baghdad. Well, they only tell them so much. Yeah, I know. Okay, and this is what you had to say? Let me see, let me just double check. The International Monetary Fund reveals its condition for granting loans and talks about the Iraq white papers. Okay, now, here we go. Same article, same date, time frames, same place, IMF. The International Monetary reveals the conditions for granting loans and confirms its support for the white papers and for changing the exchange rate. Okay, I like you too. All righty. Isn't that amazing, family? I mean, here, one more time so that you can understand the value of what I'm trying to show you. Here is what they tell you at a certain level, at a certain form of journalism. But we know where to get our articles. And look at this one. Oh, and by the way, I want to thank a KTFA member. Her name is Martini. Hey, Martini. What's up, girl? I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. She played an important part in helping us to find these articles. And I'm very grateful to you, Martini. God bless you, sweetheart. You helped us in the past, and you're helping us again. I thank you. The only problem is that one of these that you sent us was actually from another guru's site. But what the other guru had was this. But, and thank you, by the way, for helping us to find it, Martini. But Martini then also was instrumental in helping us to find the other twin article. The twin article with the rest of the information. That's right, the linchpin. Fascinating, isn't it? In fact, watch this. What you doing? Well, the IMF, part of the Fab Four, that's helped Iraq to lift the value of their currency. The IMF revealed the conditions for granting loans while commenting on the white papers, expressing its welcome to the midterm reform plans in it, and we welcome the changing of the exchange rate of the Canadian loonie. No. Of the Mexican peso? No. Of the, I don't know what, of the Iraqi dinar, you knucklehead. Okay. Oh, are you serious? I've been here for weeks. I've learned so much, but I'm still confused. I have to know something.
Been here for a week.
For a week? Well, welcome. Anyways, so you see the power behind what I'm showing you? I hope you do. And I hope you're not confused like our dear friend. Now, what you need to do is get into our forum, read this article. I prefer that you read the second part. Notice that it's all in one post. See that? It's post number 657. Okay? Now, we put in one post the other article. There it is. This should be 658, but we kept them together, so that you can see the power of propaganda and the truth of it, and why KTFA articles are valuable, and why we established this final article thread. And as you read it, you're going to start to see that the IMF back in December said, yeah, they're about to add value to their currency before the end of the year. The year ended and all of you spit in my face, or not all of you, many of you, or pardon me, a very small percentage that are just not very sharp, and said, oh, you see, you were wrong. Yeah, but they just don't understand. There's a second set of books. There is electronic. And here, look at this. Oh, if you read this, you're going to learn about the SDR and the value and how they figured it out with the IMF and how much permission they gave and the percentages that they went up to. Then right here, this is beautiful. The exchange rate, the funds, and then it goes into, so that you can understand how it happened, what they did, and then how they applied it to the white papers, los papeles blancos. Yeah, papeles blancos, not paloma blanca, papeles blancos, white papers. And white papers, I told you, 1,000,001 times contains the new exchange rate. Recalculate. Can I say it one time before I go any further? Huh? Can I just say it one time, please? I told you so. Then you walk into this one right here. It's a good one. It's a good one, no doubt. And what's happening is final article number 658. The Pope. The what? The Pope. The Pope? You mean Roman Pope? Yeah. Catholic Roman Pope? Yeah. What about him? The Pope's meeting with Sistani in a strong message to the world and gives an impression of the stability of Iraq. Who cares? What do you mean, who cares? This is the Pope. Yeah, I know. How insulting. How rude. How obvious. Mr. Pope, Iraq has been suffering for decades. Where you been? Mr. Pope, Roman Pope. Iraq has been starving and unstable forever, and could have used, your prayers could have used maybe some money from you. But now you show up. What do you smell, Mr. Pope? Mr. Roman Catholic Pope? Oh, wait a minute. By any chance, is there a Roman Catholic bank? Good timing, sir. Good timing. You want to come and make sure you get yours, don't you? That's fascinating. I find that the Roman Catholic Church just is still angry with Constantine when he converted the whole Roman Empire to be Christians. all of the religious people in Rome said, "Are you kidding me? We're going to worship who? Jehu? What? Why? You saw a cross when you were in war. What, are you crazy? No." And to this day, the Roman Catholic Church or popes or whatever you call them, it's just amazing. Just amazing. So the Vatican Bank decides to show up at the right time, huh? What what you gonna do, sir? I'm gonna open up an account. Yeah, I bet you are. Anyways, I just have no respect whatsoever when I see this move. And that's all that I want to share with you right there about that. So let me zoom this back out. And now let me turn this around to my ugly face. And Tink, if you can slide this over, help me please. And if you could put this up, please, I appreciate it. Alrighty. Oh dear, we have our pastor that is going to, KTFA pastor that's going to have Bible study. Kendall, I'm so sorry, my brother. It's already, gee whiz, 10 after. I talk more than I should. All right, so I showed you that. Let me show you one more thing. And then I'll probably hurry up. Oh, and I'm also going to show you something from Walking Stick, because you deserve it. You do. Hold on a second. What did I want to show you? What did I want? Oh, dear God, help me. In there, I showed you the final article thread, and I showed you the 2016, thanks to Martini for helping us. I showed you what they did, what their plans were. Check off. It's all done. And then right underneath it, they started talking to you what their plans were for the denomination, for the new small category notes, the 1 to 5, the coins. You saw it, okay? All right, now watch this. So let's start real quick with this. This is right here. Going back, okay, I'm taking you back even further. What's the date? 2012. 2012. He said that right now?
Yes.
Thank you, Pastor Kendall. Pastor Kendall just said, hey, keep going. Just keep going, man. Don't stop. Okay, so you saw the date on that, right? Did you? 2012. Now, the ones in here are 2016. But watch this. Way back in 2012, okay, right there. Let me just back it up a little bit so you can see that I'm going to scroll it. Okay, scroll. Right here. Let's start right there. Let's see if there's any way that I can hold this and also scroll it. Tink, would you help me and turn around and look and tell me if I'm scrolling this? You ready? Look at this, family. Look at this. They're talking about the new small categories, the denominations back in 2012. Is it moving?
Yes.
Look. You got to speed read. Look. All of a sudden, I mean, it goes back to the old days of the history of many revaluations and reinstatements. And then they start talking, but we're going to have the 20 note, a 25 note, and we're going to do this note and a 1 note and a 10 note. We're going to have a 5 note. We're going to combine them, and they're going to coexist with the currency that we have right now. I mean, all of this. Then it goes into the bigger amounts of the 3-0 notes that will coexist. Talks about it right there. All of this. Look at this. It goes on and on and on and on, and it's got every category, every denomination. It even has, noting that the deletion of the 3 zeros to replace them is and from would be after birth of the stability of Iraq's currency to reduce the demand for foreign exchange and no more auctions. Everything that they had planned, 2012, 2016, done. Check it off the list. All right, so we reviewed the 4 points that we talked about on Monday. We showed you these powerful articles and showed you 2 articles that deliver 2 different messages, but yet it's from the same source. And we then now just showed you denomination articles that goes way back. Okay. And that's why I told you of the 4 things, number 3 says they're going to review the real effective exchange rate, and they're going to show them the face value of the new small category notes. This is what we've been calling the second article from the CBI for a very long time. Now, hold on. I'm trying to hurry up. I need C. I'm looking for C. Help me, God. Help me to find it, please. Abba, Heavenly Father, help me to find this. Thank you, Father. Hold on, family. Okay, so check this out. It's in our form. It's post number 121, our Newshound Dawn. Now look at this. What does it say? The International Monetary Fund reveals its condition for granting loans and talks about the Iraq white papers. Where does it say, and also the lifting of the value of the... it was the same paragraph, same wording. All right, now I was going to read to you Neil's report, but it's getting awfully late.
He said take your time.
Yeah, sweetheart, I know he said he'd take your time. Well, all right, Neil, real quick. I won't show you everything. Instead, let me just show you the last thing that he sent. All right, Frank, it says, the Speaker and several ministers, today, 1:06 in the afternoon, the speakers, and turn on the heat, the Speaker and several ministers, this is not Parliament now, are demanding the exchange rate to be put back. Then, he says, Parliament is saying put it back as it was on December the 19th. We want it better, Mr. Frank, than what it was. We want new rate altogether. Where do they come from thinking we should only go back to that rate? Bless his heart here real quick because we're running out of time. And I say to him the following. It's a little long, but here's what I said. Eddie, my dear brother, you have to understand those people that are talking are from the Parliament. And I told you, we don't pay attention to them. They are not involved with the Central Bank of Iraq monetary reform, so they simply give their opinion that, in all honesty, is not up to date. That's all. I have a feeling you never did get to see our Monday call or Tuesday call, because if you did, you would have understood what you're about to receive. Please look it over and get back with me tomorrow. Walking Stick and I announced that you are about to see the articles that are going to explain to you the face value of the new small category notes, just the way your bank friend was telling you, along with the 3-0 notes that will coexist with these new notes for a short time that they are about to give you. And they're going to talk to you about the real, you know what the rear is. Which is the real effective exchange rate of your currency that they have agreed upon, which they say is 1-to-1 with the American dollar, certainly not at 1240 like it was in December. So hopefully now you understand, once again, only listen to the CBI and to our teams and no one else except Walking Stick and I, what we share with you. Now get ready to see these articles next week that I just told you about. It would really behoove you to go and listen to Monday and Tuesday's call. And I know he's listening to tonight's call. But yeah, anyway, so there's no need to show you. So that was our Eddie. So we reviewed the 4. We talked to you about these articles in our form. We talked to you about the denomination articles from way in the past. And I just showed you Eddie, what he had to say. And now I am going to surprise you. Whoa, Baghdad got hit with 10 more rockets. But it didn't hurt anybody. I swear, Iran, do you even know what you're doing? I mean, with the nuclear proliferation that Biden is giving to you. Yeah, in fact, actually I should say, oh Biden. Oh, Biden gave you everything, didn't they, Iran? Alrighty, so here's what I'm going to end and say goodbye to you with. I want to surprise you, and I'm going to show you something. A walking stick. I can't show it all to you. but I have to hide some things, so bear with me. Hold on. Shoot. Oh, I know how. I'll take a picture of this. Hold on. What? Oh, no, I just took a picture. Let me see if this works. Yes, it covers the top and the bottom. Okay. You know that Monday Walking Stick stopped us. And I took the notes and I came and I gave you all 4 points that we reviewed again tonight. Then, today at 3:13 in the afternoon, he sends me this text. Well, actually, first he communicated with me inside of Premium. For those of you that are part of Premium, you got to see a little conversation between me and Walking Stick today. Then he hit me with this. And I don't mind showing it to you. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to show it to you. I'm not even going to read it out loud. I want you to read it. I want you to understand it. And I want you to take it to God in prayer and thank Him. All of this is in our opinion. But what happens to our opinion? Please enjoy. And this, I don't know. You're only seeing, the surface. I don't know when I can give you this whole file. Please enjoy. Okay. Can I say it one more time before I go? Can I please, pretty please, with sugar on top? I freaking told you so. It feels good. Satisfaction. Justification. Satisfaction. So I say goodnight to you, and I ask you to please go to our Heavenly Father in prayer. Take this conference call to God in prayer, and talk to Him about it. Don't ask Him for anything. He knows what you want. If you have a specific need to ask for something, go right ahead. Daddy wants to hear it from you. But to be honest with you, just thank Him. Thank Him, thank Him, thank Him. And also, by the way, did you let me see if you caught that. Let me see here. What does that mean? What does it mean? Really? Unbelievable. I told you so. Go right ahead. Thank you, Frank. Thank you. And I obey, I think, is pretty well sums it all up. I obey. What you think about what you just read? Woohoo! Okay, girl. Calm down. So you take this conference call to God in prayer, and we pray for each other, don't we? We lift each other, pray for each other, visit each other, and we pray for the condition of the United States of America, because in all honesty, I believe that the United States of America is the linchpin for the end times. Only Trump could have done what he did with Israel and the Middle East. Only Trump could have done what he did with world currencies that are literally going to take us eventually into a one currency. Yeah, the linchpin for the end times. I told you, old timers, you remember 12 years ago when I started with you? I'm going to help you. But I'm going to tell you one thing. When this is over with our study, it's going to usher in the end times. Oh, and they'll tell you there's life on Mars, and Hillary will be there. Yeah, she was there, and she stole the whole election. She was so angry. Her and her people stole the whole election. You know, it's amazing. We have to pray for Biden, for Mr. Biden. We have to pray for him. Did you see the interview that he did where they asked him questions? And 2 questions. Don't you miss President Trump? So Mr. Biden was there with his mask, like this, and he's talking, and they asked him two questions. And the second question was, well, how was that meeting with Mexico? How was it? He's like, and he turns around and he starts to walk away, and he answers the question as he's walking away. And they said, "What did you learn?" And he said, "I learned a lot. Yeah, I learned a lot." He bumps into the wall, backs up, back into Makala or Mala, whatever her name is, and she pushes him out of the, hurry up, before they ask you another question. Two questions that didn't add up to caca. We have to pray for Mr. Biden because his mentality, his health, I don't think it's going to last much longer. I don't think so. So, Biden, God bless you, sir. Oh, but you're making fun of him, Frank. No, I'm combining two names because I need to pray for Obama and I need to pray for Biden. And I'll even pray for his wife. What's his wife? Dr. What's his Obama's? Biden's wife, Dr. Dr. Seuss. That was beyond sick. Oh, and Como, New York, minute, nanosecond. Hey, Como, are you serious? You blame everybody. You're caught red-handed. Let me ask you something, Como. Would you let me do to your wife what you did to these three women? God bless your family. Pray for each other and pray for these. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Yeah, I know.